You already know what it is. It's your boy. 𝐿𝐴KSTV, holla at your boy. You already know what it is. We're gonna jump right in. You know what I'm saying? They deemed us depressed and out of our mind, right? When we thinking outside the box and we know what we want. But it's not conducive with how they think, right? So it's either two things. I want to keep you to myself and I want to hold on to you, or if I can't have you, no one else can have you. And I got to make you feel like you're crazy and you're losing your mind. So you lose sight of the vision that could take us to the next level, right? So I would rather be poor and suppressed, right, than execute the game plan that'll leverage us to get to the next level. So I also suffer from the trauma that is in my past. And I'm afraid to put myself out there in the world because I'm afraid of what people may think of myself. So I don't chase my dreams. I play it safe so that we could feel comfortable, or I can make you feel uncomfortable. Just so that it don't feel like I'm taking off without you. You feel me? And you won't get the upper hand on what it looks like to be successful on a platform of social media, popularity, and those type of things. So I want you to be successful, but I don't want you to be successful as me. And I'm afraid to communicate who I am because you might look at me a certain way. Because if I share my stories with you, we won't look at each other in the same way, knowing what people may say and how they view people in these critiques and judgmental views that are thrown at us. Feel me? So you gotta be a villain, a demon. Align yourself with the people who make you feel comfortable in misery, rather than separate yourself to conquer the demons and conquer the gifts and abilities that has been given to you by the higher power and the Most High. You feel me? I can't let you get in on the sauce, because you might take the sauce and make that sauce taste better than mine. You feel me? A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. Listen, man. So with dating and marriage and stuff like that, and what it takes to be in these situations based off of like my observation, you feel me? It's just communication, and it's knowing that, okay, what you want from me is what I want from you, and the things that I don't like and the things that you don't like, we have to be vocal about it so that I know how to move in a room full of vultures. You feel me? At this moment, I'm in my moment of getting to know other energies and getting to see where I want to be and how I want to be present in those situations, right? And I like a variety, right? Not to say that I'm out here gonna be wild and crazy and stuff like that, but I'm in a stage of, okay, if someone is not valuing you, or doesn't see you as of value, right? It's my business to present my value and carry myself and my self-worth, right? And present myself in such a manner so that I attract those who think the same way as me, right? Or are aligned with that same value system of what they think that that worth is about and what it represents, and are your quality of taste aligned with mine, or do the things that you have, or the abilities that you have, can I learn from those and can I add it to my repertoire? You feel me? Can I add it to my repertoire without doing the you feel me? Trying to kick me to the curb and stuff like that. Nah. Or can I pick you up, you know what I'm saying, while I'm cruising 50 miles per hour and be like, yo, hop in the ride, and then you build, and then we grow to the next level. You feel me? And I'm in that phase right now, or my mindset is in that realm where I like a variety of mindsets, because I like the way she think, I like the way she look, I like the way she move, I like the way her energy feels at this present time, and at this present time I like the way she does this, and I'm open with expressing myself on my choice and decision and my mindset, and I'm open to being a part of a situation like that where I can be open and have the confidence and have the comfortability of expressing myself that way without being judged, because I've been in previous situations that were different, that didn't work out, right? And it wasn't a good or a bad thing. It was just a learning lesson. And now I'm at the stage where it's like, I like flavors for many different reasons. And I'm open. And if you're open that way, we could talk, right? And I'm not going to chase, but I'm gonna let it be known. And if you come knocking, because right now I'm in a state of focus, so when you come knocking and you open to have that moment, that conversation, that experience, right? I'm here. And I know, right, that's where I'm at this present time, because it's not about how I feel. It's just that is what I want, because we have the freedom of choice. And I presented myself that way, and I gauged myself on a scale to see when are you most successful and when are you most fruitful and abundant. And when I'm most successful, fruitful, and abundant is when I'm able to be at work based off the freedom of time that I have, so that I can have the freedom of time and choice to have the freedom to pick from a variety of situations, whether they be platonic, sexual, social, business, right? And that is that's a form of loyalty, because you got to be loyal to yourself to even have that feeling, to feel that way. Because what's happening is, in today's society is people want to be married and in marriages, right? Because of status and bragging rights, but not in the sense of for better or for worse type of situation. Like, that's not real. Because in the worst situations, it'll fall apart. And parties that be like, yo, it's a wrap. You feel me? And based off the population in the world, like, you know, that's just how it works sometimes. And shout out to the ones that do make it last based off of the decisions that they've made, right? Because there are different situations, like I said, and we're made up of us all, and we all have decisions to make, and we all have choices, right? So me being in the situations that I've been in, to be deemed depressed, to be deemed mentally challenged, or having to be placed in a situation where my mental health was challenged by the people who are supposed to be protective of my mental health, right? Or the people who I thought were willing and down to be a part of the realm that we created when things went left, sour, when arguments arrived, it created conflict. When other people's mindsets and traumas got involved, it created conflict. So that's another thing. When you put other people in your situations and your friends and stuff like that, and they start giving their inputs of how things should be, that's when the destruction comes of a relationship. Because what happens is, sometimes when you placed in a situation where it's just y'all two or whoever's in whatever group is present at that time, y'all have to be in a form of a process or a system or a capsulated situation to where you have to figure it out together, or figure it out how to create a formula that'll create the solutions to your problems. But when you go outside, run into other people to get insight and input on your relationships, right? They're only gonna give you the shortcomings of their relationship, which will add to your mindset and to create doubt. And when you start creating doubt, you start thinking negative, because the mind naturally thinks negative dominantly based off of the negative society that we live in, right? So based off the negative society that we live in, right? You're gonna think that way, right? On the flip side, you have to be positive through all of that while someone is deeming you as mentally challenged, crazy, out your mind, all these different things, right? You gotta be positive enough to say like, yo, right now I wanna talk to other people, or I wanna date other people, or I wanna have a situation where I'm open enough to be like, this is what I want, and here's my situation. You can agree with it, or you don't want to agree with it. And if you don't agree with it, that's fine. And if you do, that's fine. You feel me? I'm not gonna argue with you. I don't really want to go back and forth. And if we don't see eye to eye, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? You can do your thing, and I'm gonna do my thing, and you know what I'm saying? No hard feelings. You feel me? Like that. And but I don't have the capacity at this point to come up with stories and alibis and stuff like that. I don't have that capacity to even think like that, because my mental currency is more important, right? And what's happening is, if it's gonna be about that bread and it's about money, you feel me, and it's about that success. So here's what's gonna happen. You wanna be in a situation where you are committed. Well, you're gonna have to be with a dude that's committed to his dreams, because guess what happened? You see, if I'm not committed to my dreams, I'm gonna be a bum ass nigga. You feel me? And if I'm committed to you too much, I'm gonna be too clingy. You feel me? So here's how I balance it out. I'm gonna focus on my dreams that I had before I met you, way before I even knew you. So I'm gonna focus on my dreams, because at the point where you met me, that turned you on about who I was and what I was doing. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna focus on my success and my dreams and my path, so I can have that freedom of time and choice, so that I could be open with you, right? Because you love the working dude. You love the dude with the bread. You love the dude that got the free time to do what you want to do, or pick you up and take you out and stuff like that. So here's what you're going to do. I'm going to fall back, right? I'm going to fall back. Boom. You feel me? I'm going to fall back, and I'm going to do what I do. You feel me? But here's what's going to happen. With me falling back and me doing what I wanted to do and doing what I needed to do to get to that next level, I'm gonna like a variety. And I'm gonna be open with that. I want a variety. Light skin, dark skin, fair skin, all skin. You feel me? New York to Austin, Cali to Boston, flossing. Yeah. Awesome. Thick, slim, you feel me? Laid back in the gym, all of that. You feel me? And if that's what you want, express that and communicate that. No hard feelings. But at the point where I am at, that's what I am going to do, and I'm going to communicate that, and I'm going to be vocal with my loved ones so that they understand my choices and not care about the judgment, because I'm of age. You feel me? And I have a clear mindset where I know what I want. You feel me? And I can't live based off the projection of what other people is saying and what they doing and how they feeling. Because what happens is, now I'm of age, right? And I'm getting in numbers. In how I feel young. I feel excellent. I feel beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Getting better and progressing every day. You feel me? And now I feel like how I feel, and I want to feel like this all the time, because I like this energy of being like this, and I want to share my energy. You feel me? And I want to share my stamina, and I want to share my output and my input and my thoughts, and in the way that I want to do it. You feel me? And everyone, not to say what everyone's doing, but a lot of topics are the same, and the topics that aren't being addressed are the topics like these, because everyone is saying that, oh, you toxic, or you're mentally challenged, or something is wrong with you, and that only came about because of social media. You feel me? It only came about because of social media, like, because they created a cookie cutter image of what people are supposed to look like, how they're supposed to think. And when people ain't strong enough and they don't have that mental clarity, they look at themselves as failures. You feel me? And I'm like, yo, like, I'm not going to jump off the bridge unless I'm going to swim. You feel me? I'm not going to pull out a gun and, you know, do anything crazy, because I know what I want out of life. And My goal is abundance. You feel me? And I have to have abundance, and I must have it, and I am abundance. And every time that I'm successful at what I was doing, from sports to music to art to work, is because I had an abundance of time. Because when I was making money, I was working overtime. You feel me? I was playing ball, and at my best, I was putting in that work overtime. And what happened at that point? At that point of me working overtime, her pussy was wet. Yes, it made her wet. When she see me sweat, makes her wet. When I'm focused and I'm putting in that work in the studio, it make her wet, and it make her want to come. You feel me? When I'm out in the streets and I'm putting in that work and I'm coming through with them duffel bags, you feel me? Them duffel bags, and she looking at me up and down like, damn, like, where you going? Who your girl? Who this? She's wet. She wet. You feel me? She wet. So when I'm putting in that work and my physique is looking how I want it to look, and I'm challenging myself, make her wet, right? And it make her get naughty, right? And that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. I don't care what people think based off how they think the things should be put together, only when I'm aligned with like-minded individuals that's trying to teach me concepts and situations that leverage myself to get to a point of success where I want to be. And I'm open to meeting different women that are different and are the same, just so I can see the choices that I have and the choices that I want to pick from, vice versa. It's very simple for me now. I don't want to be in situations where someone is deeming you as like something is wrong with you, and you out of your mind, and you're schizophrenic, and you're bipolar, and you're doing all of this and stuff like that. Listen, I come from the era where when you was drinking and you was having fun and you was wilding out, no one was calling you toxic. It was like, yo, we lit, we having a good time, we having a ball, we doing this, da 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 da. No one was doing that. When you high and you choose to smoke your weed and your marijuana and stuff like that, based off of your choices and in the safe environments that you want to be a part of, right? Because that's another thing too. Based off the environment that you in, you're going to get a different high based off the energies that are around you. So if you don't feel comfortable in situations where you putting yourself in a euphoric stage, you're going to feel unwanted or out of your mind. And if you don't know how to be in situations where you could laugh with individuals without judgment, or not be in situations where someone is looking at you up and down, you're going to ruin the euphoric moments of what that's supposed to be. Like, if you look sexy and you chilling and we sitting here and I'm relaxed and I'm looking at you and my body language is aligned with yours, and I'm saying, yo, I'm feeling you and you feeling me, and I don't really got to say much and you don't got to say much. But if we're under a euphoric stage and you having mind challenges of like doubt and like paranoia, and I'm paranoid and you paranoid, and I'm thinking away and you thinking away, then it's going to be like, something ain't right. Or another thing is, when you learn behaviors of each other, then you know how to present yourself in that present time. You feel me? Because if I know that, okay, yo, when she smoke, she gonna act weird or she gonna feel some type of way, so I ain't gonna be like that in that moment, because that's just how she is. When he or she drinks, yo, like, I'm gonna let him do what he or she does, or You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be a protector. You feel me? I'm going to be a protector in that state. Because I know that this person, right, they got good intentions. You feel me? But everyone got their own characteristics and their behaviors. But you have to be aware of it yourself. And then two, you got to be aware of what other people's characteristics are so that you know how to be around them without judgment. Once it gets to a point of like, I feel attacked or I feel threatened, then you got to figure out, do you belong or do you want to be a part of the change? And is that person willing to change? Because that's what it is too. Like I pay attention to, like, if someone is like an alcoholic or a super weed head, like my addiction is motivation. You feel me? So if I'm smoking, I know that I'm gonna go through a phase that I chose to be like, all right, for example, if I'm creating a new album, right? And I say to myself, yo, right now, I'm gonna take a week to create. But in this state, right, that I want to be in, I don't want to be in a sober state of mind based off of choice, because I know that with music, the smoke makes you record different. It makes you think different, right? And that's just one aspect of creation, because there's another aspect of, okay, when I'm sober, I could also create like this. So for this project or for this instant, I'm gonna be sober because I want to think in this avenue or be in this direction. But for this project, based off the topic and what I'm talking about in this situation, I want to be in a state of euphoria, and that's the freedom of choice to have. And you have to be mentally sound to even think like that. You got to be mentally sound to even put yourself in that position. You have to be mentally sound to channel your memory back so that the words align themselves in a way that a puzzle or the parable comes out to be a masterpiece, right? Or to channel those thoughts. Because when I'm thinking and I'm channeling those thoughts, the only reason why I'm able to channel those thoughts is because I could put my mind is clear. Like, if my mind was full of clutter, right, it'll be all over the place. But another thing is, the reason why the words come out that way is because I release those thoughts so that they don't linger in my mind. So that's another thing too. Like, when we calling each other crazy, or you judging someone because they're expressing themselves artistically, it's because they're able to release their visions and their thoughts on a canvas. Because if they have those thoughts trapped in their minds, it becomes a system overload, right? And you have to defrag the computer. So you have to have that moment where, when your phone, so often your phone is like, yeah, I got a new software, and yeah, I gotta update the software. You feel me? So that's all it is. You feel me? That's all it is. And that's the same thing with the relationships. Like, we carry baggage from old relationships into new relationships, and it alters the direction of where that relationship is, because it's not about healing, right? Because healing is like, I'm hurt, I'm broken, I'm down, and stuff. That's not what it is. The healing is releasing so you don't feel broken, down, and hurt and stuff like that. The healing or the growth out of the relationship is channeling and learning from and putting that energy into something like sports, writing a book, riding a bike, taking a hike, changing your image, reinventing yourself, learning how to do something new, taking a risk, doing something that's going to create a reward, providing a service, talking to someone, right? Not telling someone like, yo, you need to go see a therapist. You need to go see a like, no, I don't need to. Sometimes we do need to speak to individuals, but also remember that the person that you're talking to is also dealing with their problems as well, and they also gonna give you a point of view from their perspective and their situations. So sometimes it's important to have a balance. One, talk to your therapist, talk to your loved ones, and then also talk to yourself. Because when you're talking to yourself, only you know, right? What you don't want to do and what you do want to do and where you want to go and how you feel and if you want to be bothered or you don't want to be bothered. But if you're talking to yourself and you're building yourself up and you're saying to yourself like, yo, I'm that nigga. Like, I'm him. Like, I'm successful. I'm beautiful. Like, I'm that. Like, I'm that guy. You feel me? Like, I'm him. You feel me? Like, okay, I'm here with it right now. Okay, I need to work on this, or I know how to critique myself before someone else critiquing me, and also looking at the critique of someone that I value as constructive criticism, and not a situation where I'm like talking down on someone. You feel me? And not be in a situation where I'm like, yo, I feel attacked, so I gotta go for the jugular. You feel me? Because you gonna go for the jugular. You feel me? So if you're gonna challenge me, I'm gonna challenge you in the aspect of, okay, you wanna see me get better in this thing? I wanna see you get better at this point too, and where you at in your stage of life too. But when you ducking and when you hiding and when you doing all of that stuff, like, yo, I don't want to like get better, or I'm trying to get better, but you trying to create barriers for me not to get better, that's when like the confusion start coming and the different mindset starts clashing and the different perspectives starts to stray away from each other. You know what I'm saying? Because you like, I want to do it my way and I don't want to do it your way, and this is who I am, and I don't want to change because this is who I am. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you have to work on. You feel me? To be a good leader, and to be a good player, and to be a good coach, and to be a good person, you gotta make a wise decision of how to be critiqued, why you're being critiqued. Do you value the criticism, and do you value yourself to know the worth of who you are, where you want to be, and how you want to do things? And do you have the respect for yourself to be like, yo, here is where I stand, and here's the value that I present myself with. Like, if I'm saying that I'm trillionaire status, quadrillionaire status, that's just how I am. That's just who I am. That's just how I present myself, and I don't care what no one thinks about that, because that's just me. It's money. Like, it's a currency system. It's a value. It's like, it's a market. Like, yeah, it's the world's market. In the world's market, I value myself as someone that is very valuable, right? Very valuable. So if I act like I'm too good, or I'm acting like I'm too confident, or that's because I got confidence in myself. And this has nothing to do with you. I done survived. I've been in shootouts since I was a kid. We done seen phases of poverty. We done seen phases of all these different situations that were supposed to break us down. And still, I have to commend myself that, damn, nigga, out of all of that shit, you still feel like $1 trillion. You feel me? And I'm still going to present myself like I'm $1 trillion. So if I'm not everywhere, you feel me? Or when you see me out and I look how I look, like if I'm walking and I look like I'm dressed up and I'm swagged up, you feel me? And I'm jazzed up, feeling myself, I'm $1 trillion. If you see me and I'm looking thuggy, I'm looking rugged, and I'm still feeling like $1 trillion. It doesn't change. It don't change. And even when I'm going through the system of a down, like those days where I'm like, damn, I feel fucked up, or I feel like this, I still talk to myself and say, yo, this is temporary. This is temporary. You still that guy. Like, I'm still him. I'm always going to be him. And I teach my kids, my daughter, you're her. Like, you are. You feel me? You that. You that. Who are you? I'm that. Yeah. You point to yourself and say, I am that I am. I'm a superstar. And also she says, I said, who you are? She says, I'm me. She says her name, I'm me. Because what happened is society put all these words and these concepts to challenge us. You feel me? They challenge us and they say, yo, who are you? You feel me? Who are you and what are you and da-da-da-da. And we had to find, right? We had to find the choices of words to choose from, right? But now, my kids, they know before even the words come that their name, right? Their name, that letter, that K, that L, that W, KLW, KLW, right? Those letters, right? And then when they get older, they'll find a different level of meaning of what the name means or what the aura means beyond the name. Beyond the name. But it's the foundation, KLW, right? LAB came from thinking that I was late to learning that I was infinite, right? And to keep things simple, right? So the intricate concept that I came up with that people thought were false, crazy, they didn't understand. I found meaning in it because of what it meant to me and why it chose me and why I made a decision to choose the path that I chose, not caring about what others were thinking, and also allowing people to remind me of what the value system that I put out there. You feel me? Because I go back and listen to my music. I go back and listen to conversations. I go back and look at pictures. I go back and look at, because it's a reflection. It's a time to reflect. You feel me? That's why you gotta have moments by yourself. Because when you sit into yourself and you meditate and you're looking at yourself and you say, I gotta have these moments of reflection. Let me reflect on who I am. Let me reflect on where I want to be. Let me reflect on where I came from. Let me look at where I'm going. Let me look at where I'm at the present moment, right? And me being still and being in the present moment and being centered in the present moment, I could gauge the past, the future, and the present. And then also say to myself, this is who I am and this is where I want to be, right? And I'm saying to myself, yo, you wrote this life. You wrote this. You wrote that you wanted to be free and have a variety of women around you, because I was raised by women. I love women. You feel me? I also know the balance of being a man, though. Like being a man, because women have certain traits and certain characteristics, and a man has a certain traits and characteristics. So also being raised by a lot of women, I had to go learn the concept of being a man. right? And not get defined of what a woman thought a man was because of how they were raised or whatever situation they came from. So I had to find my own meaning of what being a man is. And a man makes decisions and makes choices. And he goes through the process and he walks the path, because the path is very hard and not everyone wants to walk the path. And everyone has their own path, right? And the critique of each other's path has nothing to do with the path. Has nothing to do with the path. You feel me? That's why you got commentators. The commentator is going to say, I project that this person is not going to win the game. I project that this person is not going to drop no buckets. I project this stuff. And then the player says, money. You feel me? Money, money, money. Feel me? You feel me? Yeah, that's what happens. And you got to be able to be a part of that process. Be a part of that process, because like I said, those situations, they arrive to give you this different spectrums of what the path is. You feel me? Because, like I said, there's going to be critiques of who you are, and there's going to be things that try to alter you from the path. You feel me? Because there's situations where it's like, oh, you got gypsies, you got people that are try to dream killers, and you got people that are try to snatch your dreams and try to take their dreams and make it yours and try to trick you out your dreams and stuff like that, or trick you out your situation, right? But you still have to learn from those situations and dominate. You feel me? And dominate in the sense of who you are and what you represent, not domination of like the other person, unless she's really into that type of stuff. You know, that's another topic. But yeah, you already know what it is. Holla at your boy. So yeah, the freedom of choice. Feel me? Freedom of choice, and the freedom of expression, and the freedom to choose without having to like hide and duck and whatever the case may be. I don't know what the case is. Like right now it's about abundance. It's about success. It's about wealth. It's about the assets that I'm creating. You feel me? The assets of like challenging my mind to think on a large scale and to be successful in making the choices that I want to make. You feel me? Making the choices that I want to make. And knowing my value system of what I represent. Like this podcast is $1 billion podcast. It's $1 trillion podcast. Like, and it's not the traditional podcast, or maybe it's a conversation. It's Us TV. It's a TV station. It's a TV network. It's a factory. It's a arbitrage. It's a utopia. It's all these different things. It's a mindset. It's a lifestyle. It's the ultimate. It's the maximum. It's the Atlantis. It's my creation. It's our creation. It's where I want to be. Like where I am. You feel me? And that's what I want to do. And like I said, I'm in this space where come holler at me. Come holler at me. You want me? You want to talk? You want to have a situation? Come holler at me. So many, this era is like, well, you got to chase me. And you got to do it. No, I don't really want to. No. Because when you getting dressed and you putting on your clothes and you getting all flashy and you putting on that perfume and stuff like that, you going out there to attract who you trying to attract. You feel me? So come holler at me. You You feel me? Because when I walk in the room, you know I walk in the room. You feel me when I walk in the room. You feel my presence when I walk in the room. When I post my pictures, you feel my presence when I post my pictures. You feel that. When I spit my words, you feel the words that come. You feel me? Like the vibration of my voice. I am the gift. Like I am that person. I became that person. I was always that person. Whether anyone wants to admit it or not, and that's just me. That's just the way I think. That's just the way I am. And that's the humbleness of me. Like me being humble is me being confident. Me walking in the room, looking how I want to look, hair braided, rugged, thugged out, no shape up. That's just me. That's just me. Me being quiet, not saying anything. That's just me. Me choosing to speak up sometimes, that's just me. Just me. Sometimes I want to talk, sometimes I don't want to talk. You feel me? Come holla at me though. You feel me? Put me on the your game. Put me on. You feel me? Put me on. Teach me something. I want to learn something. You feel me? I want to learn something. I want to learn something. Teach me. Naturally. Teach me. Show me something. Show me art. Show me your form of expression. Show me the realm that you live in. Put me on. That turns me on. That turns me on. Yeah. Take me shopping. That don't make me less of a man. Yeah, put me on. Spoil me. That's how I'm used to it anyway. I've been used to that was just my life. It's always been like that. That's just the way it is. That's my life. Doesn't mean that I don't work harder than others. Like I said, thousands of songs. This is like my 4th website. Many different cities, many different experiences. And it's only because it was up and down to only find the still moments of now. So I could be like the vessel that people can mirror, so that they can channel their purpose. You feel me? So it's easy for me at this point now because I went through the phases. So in the reward of me going through the phases, my reward is abundance. My reward is mental clarity. My reward is freedom of expression. My reward is beauty. My reward is being able to pass on my knowledge. Like, my reward is to express my different gifts. You feel me? My reward is to get paid abundantly from these gifts. My reward is learning and creating new systems. My reward is living in paradise fruitfully. You feel me? My reward is creating paradise for people that put in that work, or people that don't have to go through that same hell that I went through. That's my reward. That, you feel me? And I have to be around people and like-minded energies that turn me on in that aspect, and that whether they old, you feel me, older than me, or they young and prime, like, you feel me? Like, I have to be in those situations. I have to be a part of that, because that's where I presented myself. You feel me? I present myself in that way. So I'm open to speaking like that, because when I'm confident in speaking like that, and I don't have any shame in expressing myself in that way. I don't have any shame in expressing, and I don't want to hold myself back from being naturally who I am. And some people may say like, yo, you're applying pressure and stuff like that. Like, that's just me naturally. Like, that's just what it is. You feel me? So the focus is the grind. And me being focused on my grind and me being able to express myself the way I express myself, that make your pussy wet. And I'm gonna just end it off like that. And kids, cock your ears. You know, that's just the freedom of expression. And parents, monitor the content. This is Us TV. Holla at your boy, 𝐿𝐴𝐾. You already know what it is. Chat!